Yeah, you don't check social media really, right?
No. I've never seen it. Um, I wouldn't recommend it. Again, it's gray area. That's not something we can make any bases on or judgments on.
Yeah,
Like,
but you're not.
you're
You
allowed to
definitely
talk
could.
about your job in the company. It's not anything you can get
No,
in
but I'm
trouble
saying like you
for.
could
Oh,
definitely
we
look at
could.
people's social
Yeah, we
media
can
and
totally.
eliminate them, and they
Yeah.
would never know.
Yeah, and that
'Cause
depends too. Is it LinkedIn that we're looking at? Because a lot, like, yeah, we'll totally check out your LinkedIn. But I mean, Facebook, and we're not going to put in that much effort to go through those things. But I
have you
mean,
ever?
unless they really want to, we can.
All right, so we got part 2 with the HR lady. You guys seem to enjoy the first one, so she's here to answer all your questions. I thought about making her look at corporate cringe and explaining it, but I've been collecting remote cringe all day. So I hope you guys are swell. Some comments on the last stream were pretty hilarious. They were like, you were supposed. What was it? Didn't know HR could be so cute. What's her Instagram? No.
No.
No, it's she has an OnlyFans though. It's XXXHRXXX1. There we go again.
What that was.
Yeah, if you got any questions for HR or how stuff works, today's the day. You guys should see you should see my Notion page of just all of my Zoom pictures, because everyone is just posting Zoom pictures. I don't know if you guys have seen this. Look, I'll give you a preview. I'm gonna post it. Make sure I'm not gonna dox myself. Here, look. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. Yeah, that was the comment. That was a good one. I read that. I was like, that's funny. Look at all this. Look at all these Zoom screenshots on LinkedIn. Everyone is just like, look at how cool we are. We're so cool. Look at us. We work remote. Just non-stop. If you slow down the stream, you watch it again, you probably might find yourself in there if you're working remote.
You gotta keep.
Isn't this cool?
Work cool.
Gotta be cool. Look at us. We're all working remote on Zoom.
Who's my dog?
Isn't this cool? Yeah, all
Look at
these.
my kid.
It just keeps going.
Going.
And going and going. Oh, I got some videos down here too, which are pretty cringe, but yeah. Yay, team building. Oh,
Yay.
what is? So you like tallest tower?
Yeah, you can do scavenger hunt too. That's a good one. You come up with a list of questions. You have to ask as many people in the room to see who finds the most names. It's good.
Nope.
It's good.
Nope. Not doing any team building. When you offer salary, what's the real margin?
I mean, it depends on what position you're applying for. There's usually some kind of margin. Here's the deal, though. If you try to negotiate up within that margin, that gets you closer to your max for that position. So the more you negotiate, the less potential for more raises and more, like, the amount of increase you can get. So definitely negotiate, but keep that one in mind. If you're not going to move up in position, your salary is within this moving scale on a set.
Do they actually call references? I think it's sometimes, right?
Yeah, it depends on the position. If you're working with kids or if it's something like that you have to, like that, probably. But if you're a developer, if, like, for me in HR, what are we going to do? Give a bad reference for you to call and say how horrible we were? No, we're not going to waste our time with that. There's a small percent chance that they're actually going to call your reference. No degree? Oh, I have a half a master's, and I always say master's in human resource management -- partially complete.
Really?
Partial completion.
I wouldn't put that. So what I would do is I would put the years that you attended, and I wouldn't put your GPA, and and then when they ask in the interview, you can be like, oh, partial.
The thing with that is that make sure it's not you're not lying in the interview when they do ask you about it, because if they do verify your credentials, they will see how much of that.
Yeah, you can lie to get to the interview, just don't lie in the interview. That's what I would do.
It's called a half-truth.
Half-truth? Yeah. How to fire an HR lady. Who fires HR?
HR can fire HR.
So that would be your friend walking you to the door then? Because HR is friends with HR.
It would be your boss and then somebody else of a higher level within the HR group because most people think HR is one collective group. We have many different groups of HR. Talent acquisition recruiting is a separate group within HR. Learning and development is a separate group within HR. HR generalists are a separate group. So it would be like my manager and maybe the recruiting manager who would come and sit you down at a random meeting and let you go just the same way that we would have to do it for y'all.
How can I build an HR protocol folder for my company? They have recruitment and benefits down. Where should I begin?
I mean, it's going to depend. That's all based on whatever your company decides to do. But having handbooks and things like that is something that's always up for debate in any of our conferences usually. So, I don't know. You'd have to make collective decisions and put it down on paper. You still have to be really careful about what you put in there, though, because so much of it is gray and so many things that you can't include in those. So
2 days in a row. It's actually not 2 days in a row. Tutorial. Thank you for the 2. It's not 2 days in a row. Was it like 2 days ago? It was 2 days ago. I don't know. I had flight lessons this morning, so we just decided to do another stream.
Quarantine lasts 14 days, right?
So now we're gonna get demonetized. Yeah, you can't say that.
My bad.
No, it's all good.
Whatever it was.
Nothing. Lying about years of working experience. So I don't think experience matters, because you can have people that have 5 years experience and you can have people that have 1 year experience 5 times. I don't think experience matters. It's the only way experience comes to like fruition is in the interview and in the code test. That's when you can showcase what your experience really does. And on like to get to the interview, yeah, I don't care. I got as much experience as you want. Do you think that you can do the job? Then apply.
And experience can be anything. It doesn't have to be work experience. Add in the experience you may have helped like a friend make a business card or help them with, in my case it'd be resumes, things like that. That counts as experience. So put all of that on there. Can't hurt you.
Do all HR people sound like you?
No.
That's
nope.
funny. Are you single? Are you currently on the market?
I'm dating.
So you're single. So you're single and on the market, but you're dating.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you have it.
More gray area.
More gray area. What do you think of HR software taking your jobs?
I mean, that's why we have to do things like stay relevant and come up with new buzzwords like disrupt HR, because
Disrupt HR?
yeah, we have to, because it is, everything's being automated, and if you don't grow in the technology side, yeah, it is easy to become irrelevant for things like that, which is why I did move over to the technology side, because unless you're upper level management HR, it's difficult to find things and keep up, stay relevant and needed at your company, especially technology companies when y'all are great at automating things.
Let's see. How do you tell another manager within your company you want to work for a position in their department? You want to move like laterally.
Just tell them. Talk to them. If you want to talk to HR first, we can coach you how to have that conversation, or we can help you kind of have that conversation with them at the same time, but talk to them. Ask for what you want. If you just sit there hoping it'll land in your lap, I wouldn't suggest that. I always ask.
DK, this is a good question. It's kind of complicated. I can't answer it. Your employer is self-insured, uses third-party benefits, but uses in-house benefits coordinator. Does that mean they see our medical info when they bill?
No, absolutely not.
That's not illegal, right?
Yeah, we can't see any of that. That all anything that you get done, any of that stays with the vendor. It doesn't come to HR. We can't, which is also why I don't recommend giving doctor's notes. Unless it's for something like FMLA, that's it's all confidential. You can also, like some of those things for FMLA and filling that stuff out, you may have to provide to us, but that's 100% confidential. Usually if you have a benefits team, it's going to stay within them. They can help you through it, but otherwise.
What do we got? If you weren't coding, what would you do, Josh? I like making movies. I like flying airplanes. Today was pretty dope. It's off topic for HR, but today was pretty dope. I went flying and the instructor was like, I'm not touching anything in this plane unless something goes wrong. And that was kind of a big moment. It was like flying solo. It was pretty sweet. But yeah, that's what I'd be doing. Let's see. What's the biggest thing that you've ever found out about an employee? Like on a background check.
Confidential.
It's confidential?
Can't share that. Yeah.
See, she can't share. Okay. Yeah, sure.
I mean, we do get some pretty sketch things. You know what? I can be vague. We did find out somebody had been to prison once for a few years. It didn't impact hiring, though. That didn't impact whether or not you could do the job. I mean, you served this time.
How much do you know about employees' personal info? You get to see all their stuff, their social and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, but that's why you have an HR group, because HR has that information. It's confidential for things like your background check or your personnel file. It doesn't go to your manager or leadership or anything like that. It stays with us, which is the whole point of having HR, or at least half of it, is so that that stuff stays confidential.
Let's see. Yeah, you don't check social media really, right?
No. I've never seen it. I wouldn't recommend it. Again, it's gray area. That's not something we can make any bases on or judgments on. Like,
yeah, but you're not. You're
allowed
definitely
to talk
could
about your job in the company. It's not anything you can get.
No, but I'm saying like you could definitely look at people's social media and eliminate them, and they would never know.
Yeah, and that depends too. Is it LinkedIn that we're looking at? Because a lot, like, yeah, we'll totally check out your LinkedIn, but I mean Facebook, and we're not going to put in that much effort to go through those things. But I mean, unless they really want to, we can.
On a credit check?
It depends on what you're applying for. I've had a credit check once many years ago when I was applying at a bank. They credit checked me for things like that, but otherwise I've never had one since.
How do you convince HR that I really want to do the job that HR says I'm overqualified for? I imagine you could ask for the manager's contact info. I don't know if they're going to give it to you though.
No, I mean, if you're overqualified, again, that sounds like crazy to me, because you want people who are smart, you want people who are educated and know more, because then they can help your team grow, they can grow within the company. The only reason that that's a problem is if they think you're going to leave. So if you're there and you seem really disinterested in doing the job and they're telling you that you're overqualified, part of that is probably going to be because they think you're going to leave and that you're still continuing to look for other opportunities. It's one reason that I'm always like, I'm looking and I'm open, but I'm not like, yeah, I'm applying to everything that I can. Like, I would never say that.
That's a good question. Is HR your dream job? I can't imagine anyone wanting to become HR. That's a funny one.
Listen, my dream job was working from home, and I like people. I talk a lot, and I'm kind of a social person when I'm not being an introvert 50% of the time. So I fell into it and decided that's the route I wanted to go. Honestly, like, I had a run-in with HR a time or two, and then I was like, I'm going to be on that side of the fence. So that's what I did. And then when I got into it, I moved.
Go ahead.
Now I'm a consultant.
This is the best question I've seen so far. How tall should my spaghetti tower be to be considered for promotion?
That's not going to come up in promotion, but I wish that it did. The tallest I've seen, though, for tallest tower is it actually reached the ceiling, which was cool. Those people got a prize.
Did you lose a bet in college and had to do HR?
I mean, yeah, I lost a bet with the major I picked. Does that count?